Day 260. Read My Ground Up, a self-love workbook for the generational curse breaker on social media. Y'all already know, still in the sacral, will include the scripture. Let's see, you're gonna have to go and check out yesterday's video. We were talking about how jealousy can keep you from manifesting, right? Obviously that includes boundaries, because we do take responsibility and accountability for our lack of boundaries, right? But just speaking to environments, how when you are in environments that include and have people and situations where jealousy and competition and envy are involved, you will dim your light, or it's just a very dangerous game to play. You get what I'm saying? You got to have boundaries, okay? So anyways, you'd have to go watch that video. It's from yesterday, okay? Today, we are talking about covetousness. Same thing, but we are diving deeper into that, okay? So let's get into it. Okay, so it said, take heed and beware of covetousness, for a man's life consists not in the abundance of things which he possesses. And that's Luke 12:15. Objects aren't a reflection of our wealth. Our character is. If you only pay attention to the surface, you can miss what's hiding beneath. Hence the importance of minding our own business. At times we deflect to distract us from the work we need to do within. At the center of covetousness is a broken heart that needs mending. In some cases, we could be unaware we are dealing with hurt and pain. We are too busy tending to our outer world. Still, we can't fix pain by avoiding it. We have to face it to heal it. Studies show emotional and physical pain triggers the same part of the brain. Hurt is hurt. Comprende? Spend less time focused on others and more time understanding the self. Not doing so could cause another string of events leading to self-sabotage and self-hate. When we start a pattern, a cycle, it's hard to break. All these things are attached to the pain body, the ego, okay? In the previous chapter, we explored lack, the connection to ego, time, and insecurity. A good portion of alignment requires observation, which demands us to slow down and rest. How do you feel about those two things? If just the thought makes you uneasy, there's something behind that. We have to start asking ourselves pertinent questions which support our livelihood. Questions like, am I running a race or in secret competition with others? You should know life isn't a race, it's a marathon, and there's no competition in your lane. Racing means you are going nowhere fast and rushing to get through life. Rest is replenishing. It's not only one of God's greatest gifts, but it could also afford us more time. On the seventh day, God rested. He commanded the Sabbath to be a day of rest from work, not only for everything on the earth, but also for the earth. It shows respect for all life, including our own. And I'll be honest, seriously, whenever you're dealing with the whole secret competition or just jealousy in general, one thing all right, talk about it. When I used to be in sales, okay, I noticed that I was like the muse. You know what I'm saying? I noticed that I was the blueprint for certain things. And when I would pop out, I would do something, I would post something. It was kind of like the culture within that group. And it's not just that group because it's network marketing. It's almost like you follow the leader, right? So if you see that someone is doing something and it catches fire, people will hop on that bandwagon. They'll hop on that wave, right? But here's the thing about that. What worked for one person may not work for you. You know what I'm saying? And I remember I had put out a flyer and I was getting a lot of sign-ups with that flyer. And one of my sidelines were like, hey, if you don't mind, can I use your flyer? And I was like, no problem. Well, she didn't do so well with the flyer. Why? Because it was my imprint. You know what I'm saying? It was my vibe. So just because you see someone else trying something or something else works for someone else, thank you, I'm getting tongue-tied. Just because you see that something works for someone else doesn't mean it's gonna work for you, you know? And I learned from that point to like seriously be so authentic to where anything I do put my hand on is Solatara coated. You get what I'm saying? I'm gonna be able to see that. I'm gonna recognize that and be like, well, what do you know? You know what I'm saying? And I believe we should all do that. Put your fingerprint on everything that you touch. You know what I'm saying? Make it so much of your own that if you do see that in the world with anyone else, you can recognize your own frequency. You can recognize your own blueprint. And if I'm honest, I kind of see that as fame, if I'm honest with you, because it's almost like anybody from that point on who tries to grab hold to that, it's like they're getting your signature. You get what I'm saying? Because your fingerprint is literally your signature. So if anybody was to try on my signature, try on my blueprint, try on my fingerprint, it's literally like them getting my signature. It's a replica, you know what I mean? But nevertheless, I'm saying that to say, when you do get so authentic, I'm saying this in a way like you like, okay, yeah, well, be authentic. No, listen to me. Listen, Linda. You really don't know what authenticity is until you can step away from the pack. Like, I want you to think about being pruned, being purged of all influences, and then being able to see the final product. That is your authenticity. And in a lot of ways, we may think that we're being authentic, but in all actuality, you're still being influenced, or not just influenced, but you're still, say, acting out based on impressions others have made on you. You know what I'm saying? So it's a mixture. But what's your frequency? What energy do you hold? What does that look like? What does your aura look like? You know what I'm saying? What does your blueprint look like? What does your fingerprint look like? Stamp that shit on everything. You feel me? And let me tell you this too. One of the reasons why I feel like people really are afraid to separate themselves from the pack so they can figure out who they are, aside from the fact that they're so enmeshed, is when you are so authentic, bro, not only is it a magnet, but it's also a deflector. And I say a deflector, but it's a mirror for people. Meaning, you're not gonna vibe with everybody. You're not gonna be everybody's vibe. You're not gonna be everybody's cup of tea. You're not gonna be what everybody wants. You get what I'm saying? Because you're not people pleasing. You're in your authenticity. And that's one of the reasons I feel we will step away or we'll shy away from being authentic, is because we wanna please everybody. We wanna be everybody's cup of tea. We want everybody to like us. You want everybody to like your vibe. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. And I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta like ourselves, want ourselves, love ourselves more than we need the love and like and approval of others. You know? Point blank period. So anyways, y'all already know what to do. Click the link in my bio. Grab yours so we can do it together. One-on-one coaching available as well. If you'd like to donate to the ministry, one link, everything pops up. Love you. Mwah.